Dr. Kellogg had to think a lot of. I don't think you would have liked these randy teens that we're going to be talking about.
Let's go on.
Oh, yeah.
Men should be strong. True or false?
Now, I feel like without some severe clarifying, we're all gonna thumbs down.
I'll be spicy boy now.
Or spicy.
I think with some real caveats there, that could maybe be a thumbs up.
English question. When you say men, does that specifically refer to males, or is that like another way manknd should be strong?
In this, it's referring to like males, men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I know.
Marat, given the designated hot takes.
I'm the hot taker, dude.
Again, the phrasing of this is pretty firmly implying that men should be strong and nothing else. Like that is all a male person should be. I was a maybe because I think strength is a good thing to teach all people to be, but strong is not the only thing a person should be. They should be able to be vulnerable and show weakness and show emotion and not ascribe to a really watered down idea of stoicism that we have these days. So that's why I was a maybe. Yes, men should be strong because all people should cultivate strength, but strong is not the only thing a person should be. They should be able to be vulnerable and emotional and every other emotional state.
I was just going to say, I feel like a great response to this question would be our entire series on the Iliad.
And you can click on it right here.
It's in the description below.
Like and subscribe for more.
You guys are naturals. This is great.
Be a man. Like and subscribe.
Men should like.
I like that,
dude.
No,
but I guess kind of following up, strength within a particular bounded definition of what being strong means is virtuous. There's nothing wrong or bad about being able to assert yourself, protect people around you who you care about. So in that sense, sure, men should be strong, but in the context of, Romeo and Juliet, this is a type of strong that is always resorting to violence, very honor-bound by not necessarily rational rules. It's a kind of gendered expectation that strength means confrontation at all times, which I think is not the type of strength we necessarily mean when we're describing it as a virtuous pattern of behavior.
Yeah,
So-
I'm currently rereading Hannah Arendt's book called On Violence, where she makes the very important distinction between violence, power, strength, and authority, and how those are all different things that are used interchangeably. So whereas in the historical context of the play and the time, strength meant violent and aggressive and assertive, brutal, bloodthirsty. That's not what I think the word means in the context of now, that strength is more noble, more assertive, exhibiting more agency. But I think that men should be violent is certainly not okay. No one should be violent. Violence is not good. So I took strength to mean the more modern connotation where those distinctions are drawn between power, violence, strength, and authority, even though that's probably not what strength has meant previously.
I mean, I do think there can be a time and situation for violence. It's just being angry or violent in the right amount, to the right person, at the right time, for the right reasons, right? It's not a default response pattern to, as, again, I guess spoiler, is relevant to the play, ultimately some nonsense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a weird idea too that there is a right kind of violence and there is a right time and place for said violence. But I do agree with you that there are occasions where it's okay, where being violent and angry is justified, and how you act on that violent impulse or how you act on your anger is appropriate. It's a very difficult call to make in the situation. Is this response warranted? And it's definitely not the default response or the only response someone should have, to just lash out in violence and anger at everything all the time.
I think this one can be the one where we justify violence.
Yeah. The one where violence is the answer.
Violence sometimes is the answer.